As you know, I'm running for United States Congress in the 5th District of Connecticut against Johnny Hayes. I filed for my candidacy last March, and the reason why I did that was because I was tired of candidates announcing that they were running the year of the election. If you want to be taken serious as a candidate, you really want to flip a district, you have to start campaigning at least a year in advance in the urban communities. If you're not going to go into the cities and aggressively campaign to try to win over traditional Democrat voters or people that don't vote at all, you're never going to flip anything right. You're just spinning your wheels and running circles. You're like a hamster in a cage. I really want to flip this district. I put a lot of my own resources and time behind this. I've been traveling around the country trying to gain support because I knew that the state GOP wasn't going to back me. They wasn't going to take me serious. And it's okay because I don't take them serious either. I know, people, Reese said that we have to support whatever Republican gets on the ballot. But my tone is this: I want to hold all the Republicans accountable the same way we got to hold the Democrats accountable for what they do. Because when you got Republicans voting alongside Democrats for bills that's affecting our families, I think it's our duty and our obligation to expose them. And that's what I've been doing. People keep telling me stop bashing Republicans, but my thing is they're not Republicans, they're Democrats masquerading as Republicans, and they're part of the problem. So until we start exposing these rhinos, getting these rhinos up out of our party like Tony Wong and Heather Summers and everybody else, I got a whole list of rhinos. I've been giving them a little leeway because I want them to get their acts together. So all the rhinos that are watching on live or wherever we're streaming from, I want you to know I got your list, I got your voting record, and all I want is for them to get out of my way. Because if you're not going to go into the urban communities and do what I'm doing, I'm in the nightclubs, I'm in the barbershops, I'm in the bodegas. I just came back from Danbury. One of the largest cities in the district, in my district, in the 5th district, it is one of the first sanctuary cities in New England. We got all types of gangs in there from Latin America. I've been in the housing projects, door knocking by myself. So those of you who have a problem with, and I'm not saying anybody here, but there's people that have a problem about my past. And I have been very transparent from day one about my past. I grew up in the city of Waterbury, Connecticut, and I was born and raised in 1978. Waterbury used to be the brass capital of the world. My mother's family came from Jacksonville, North Carolina in 1946. They migrated up north because there was a lot of factory work, a lot of opportunities. A lot of these rundown neighborhoods that you see today in Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, and Waterbury, they weren't always like that. And it wasn't the black people that destroyed the communities, it was the factory jobs that got outsourced for the cheap labor, and then the drugs came into our communities and finished the job. So all that Marxist propaganda that's going on in the public school system today, it started a long time ago with the Rockefellers taking over the public school system. This has been a plan since then. The NAACP is a Marxist organization. They infiltrated the black community and they've been programming black people to hate their own country for a long period of time. And they hate white people, exactly. Now, what I'm saying is we have to bring back awareness about what the Republican Party originally was founded for. It was an abolitionist party to fight against slavery. During the Reconstruction period, you had over 22 black Americans who served in the House of Representatives. A lot of people don't know that. The Republican Party is home to black Americans, and we have to bring them back to this party. And if we're not going to stand on that, on the foundation that our forefathers built this party on, we're done. Ben Proto has no intentions of going into the cities to take the cities back. Because if he did, he'd be backing me. Because I'm the first candidate that we had in a long time that's doing what I'm doing. I knew they was going to run some rhinos against me to try to split the delegates at the convention. And I'm letting you know, if you let them do that, they're going to lose. And they're going to take our ticket. So, I'm asking you to back me, support me. And if you support me, I promise you that they're going to have to kill me to stop me from doing what I'm about to do. And I'm ready to go all the way to the max. I'm not backing down, because when they can take a child, an 8-year-old kid, a 9-year-old kid, put them on an operating table and chop them up for money, that line has been crossed. Tony Wong, a fake Republican, he voted for the Safe Harbor bill. The Safe Harbor bill I don't know if you know who Safe Harbor is, an organization in which they transport kids across state lines. Their plan was to bring kids from other states into our state to perform sex change surgeries on them, with or without parental consent. And Tony Wong and others voted for that bill. But Tony Wong was the only Republican out of 11 state Republicans. Tony Wong voted for that bill. And Tony Wong is the one that Ben Barros sent all our resources down to Fairfield County to promote a person that's a 17% Republican. We don't need 17% Republicans. You either 100% Republican or you're not a Republican at all. So I'm asking you to back me, and I'm going to kick their ass, and we're going to take back our state. And I'm a pro-life candidate, and I'm not backing down from that. I'm not George Logan, I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm staying on my business, and I believe in the word of God. I'm not a perfect Christian at all, but I'm working towards that. So, all right? So thank you for your support, and God bless America. You got a question?
How specifically can we help you get past the delegate roadblock that the GOP is putting on you? How specifically?
I got a map on my website. I'm going to give everybody here today a card. You look at the card. You go on my website. You look at my district map, District 5. I'm pretty sure you got an aunt, cousin, a nephew, somebody that lives in my district. You spread the word. You let them know that they got to put pressure on their Republican town committees, regardless if they're a member or not, hold. And you tell them that you want them to endorse me at the convention at Mohegan Sun. Because if they don't, you're not going to win. Because the candidates that they got running in my district against me on that line, they're not going to do what I'm doing. They have no intentions of doing it. They're only there to split the vote to help Johanna Hayes win again. Because they want the system of the Uniparty to continue. I'm here to destroy the Uniparty of Connecticut, which is a communist organization. And they're responsible for all the crime, everything that you see going on in the community, all the brainwashing. You heard what Betsy said. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know that they had a black caucus, Hispanic caucus, that they get funding to fund any nonprofit that they choose. So what they're doing is they're financing a lot of these black churches, a lot of these nonprofits in these urban communities because they're buying votes. The last municipal cycle in the city of Waterbury, the Sunday before the Tuesday, I drove through the north end of Waterbury and I seen 2 tractor trailers giving out groceries from Johanna Hayes' church, Grace Baptist Church. Now, that may not have been her church, but it was an organization that was sponsored by her church. And I'm telling you, they're buying votes. They're buying votes and they're doing it in every city. I found that Christopher Murphy and Dick Blumenthal earmarked over $810,000 to give the Grace Baptist Church, which is Johanna Hayes' church in Waterbury, a small little church, to help them renovate a daycare center, and that was in 2024 March, and they still don't have a daycare center. So I want to know where that money's at. They got over $1 million in COVID money to teach black people how to wear face masks. What did you do with the $1 million? They're money laundering our tax dollars. They're stealing our money. And this is the reason why they want you to think Jonathan Barros is out of his mind, he's a murderer, don't listen to him. Remember, Moses killed somebody and God still picked him. Before Paul was Paul, he was Saul. He was persecuting Christians. I was on the left. I got a podcast interview on Lock and Load. It's on my Facebook, it's on my website. And I fully disclosed about how I made a transition from being a leftist to being a Republican, and I represent the Constitutional Republic, and I would die on that. And I woke up, God put it in my heart to do what I'm doing today, and I would give my life for this, and they know I'm serious. And I'm not gonna back down. I don't back down from the black community, I don't back down for the Hispanics, and I damn sure ain't gonna back down from Ben Proto and the rhinos. So we're gonna take back our state, just back me, support me, we're gonna get the job done. Thank you.
How can everybody find you, Jonathan? I know you're all over the platforms, right?
Listen, for your kids, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm also on Facebook, but if you go to my website, it's the Barros, D as in David, E as in Edward, B as in boy, ARROS.org. That's my website. I just received a national endorsement for Veterans for Trump. They're now known as Veterans for America First. I received a national endorsement by them. I also received a national endorsement for stand for health freedom. And I'm being vetted right now by the Trump administration, and hopefully I'll get his support. Because I'm the only one that's not going to run away from President Trump. All the Republican candidates, they're afraid to say that they support Trump. And I keep telling them, you're never going to win that way. If you don't represent what President Trump is doing, putting America first, our policies are more superior than the Democrats. So what are you afraid of? They're afraid of the pushback. I get pushback from my own family members, but I don't care. I'll wear this Trump hat right at my mother's house. Thanksgiving Sunday. Now listen, because you gotta be real, you gotta be true to who you are. If you're not, I'm not a BSer. I don't got time to be BSing. I'm not gonna waste your time, I'm not gonna waste mine. So I'm gonna give it to you real raw, and hopefully you guys respect that. And I'm tired of the BS, because if you keep BSing each other, we're gonna continue. By the time you wake up, next thing you know, you got instead of this flag, you're gonna have the Chinese flag, singing the Chinese national anthem. That's their goal. They want to destroy our country. And if we allow them to destroy our country, shame on us.
We got all moved to Peru.
Shame on us. Shame on us. I'm not allowing them to destroy our country. My forefathers fought in every American war. There's not one American war. Ever since the American Revolution, Crispus Attucks, the Boston Massacre. You got to remember, that was the first integrated grave site. I went to Harper's Ferry, Virginia, with my wife and my in-laws to pay homage to can't think of his name right now. John Brown. John Brown was an abolitionist. He was from Torrington, Connecticut. He went to Harper's Ferry, Virginia with his 5 sons to break into an armory because he wanted to take guns and give them to black slaves to help them fight for their freedom. I went to where he took his last stand, and I went to his gravesite. He was a white man that sacrificed his life, and he sacrificed his family's lives for my ancestors, and I owe it to him to fight back. And I'm ready to die the way he did. So, thank you.
You may not be in Jonathan's district, but you can still help him out. I send him articles, different things. Again, buy a sweatshirt, t-shirt off him, give him a donation, whatever he needs. Again, just because you're not in his district doesn't mean you can't help him out. Like I said, I'm not in his district, and I still help him out.
I am.
I'd like to introduce to you Bill from Convention of States.